I vividly recall in the signing of the contract for your title shot at Hulk Hogan in WrestleMania 3, you said you taught Hogan a lot, but you had still one more lesson to give him in the final chapter in that big title match at the Silverdome in Pontiac on the 29th.
You want to talk to somebody? You talk to me. He's going to do all his talking in the ring. You talk to me. You want to talk about the final chapter? I'll be glad to talk about the final chapter. The final chapter in the life and history and career of Hulk Hogan. See, because it's over, Hogan. I know it, you know it, everybody knows it. You had 3 good years, you can't laugh at that. You were lucky, you made some money, you got a cartoon, you got some dolls, you rode good, you had it good. But you know you can't beat this man. Toughest man in the world. Nobody can beat this man. You think with all that blonde hair and a bunch of little Hulksters out there and behind you, you ripping that T-shirt off and shaking in your pythons, you think you can beat him, dummy? It can't be done by you, 10 guys like you, or 100 people like you. This is the next heavyweight champion of the world. Get ready to swallow it, Hogan. It's all over.
Andre, what about that final lesson?
You don't understand, do you, dummy? I do the talking.
I'll conduct these interviews here if you don't mind.
Oh, maybe I will conduct them. How do you like that?
We had say what? A whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. But I want y'all to know one thing. This is my house. And when I say who's
word attack skills and vocabulary too. Cover hits in the distant distance, it's all brand new. Get through, I'm interplanetary like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
So welcome back. We are at it again. A week later, back-to-back shows. Go crazy. We're wild around here. Ringtime Pro Wrestling. The show that almost didn't happen. Took a half hour to set up. Didn't know things were gonna go crazy. I apologize in advance if the sound quality sounds a little different. I had to go back to one of my older microphones because my baby just ain't kicking no more. I think I know the problem, but it still ain't quite fixed. So frustrations, very frustrated right now. Might have to take the whole thing apart. Hope I don't. But you are at Ringtime Pro Wrestling. Keith and Keisha back in the building again. Keisha, say hi to the folks.
Hey, what's going on? What's happening? Yeah, you know, all that good stuff.
Yeah, we're getting this done on a Wednesday night. Tomorrow is Thursday, the NFL season open. So neither one of us will be available to be podcasting about wrestling.
No.
But if you want to talk about football, I'll be online talking at football. I mean, I might peek in on some SmackDown. Raw was a little in and out because, I mean, I watched some of Raw, but that Ohio State game was on with Virginia Tech, and I was peeking in.
See,
hey, man, I was all over the place Monday night. So I was watching Raw, had to come back. I had to watch the Hulu version some because, man, look, Black Ink Crew was on. Love Hip Hop Hollywood. I mean, it's crazy.
Wait,
there's a lot
Love
going
and Hip Hop Hollywood no premiere.
So yeah, it's back.
Let me find. I gotta find that episode on YouTube. And you know, I don't got sucked into the ratchetness of Love and Hip Hop. So you know,
the acting is so terrible on the Hollywood version. So terrible, right? And it's funny because it's scripted. I don't care what nobody tell you. It is a bad script. Okay. It is funny because like people who joke about wrestling fans watch a lot of reality TV like it's real, and it's like, dude, it's so fake. First of all, if somebody got on your nerves that much, why would you make plans to see them all the time?
Right, exactly.
2, how is it like they do a scene where like they walking down the street, they bumping into somebody?
Right.
But when they bump into somebody, the other person already got their mic on, like they already mic'd up for TV.
Exactly. You know good and well that stage. I got time to be sitting here trying to analyze the fact that this ain't real. Like, stop it. Don't do that. But that's why I like it. I like watching extra dramatic stuff on TV because it keeps drama out of my life. I'm just saying. As long as my life is peaceful, I don't care. It's great entertainment. That's what it is. It's entertainment. It's supposed to be entertaining. Like, I don't know what's wrong with folks these days. They need to get their lives together. Better find something better to do. Because the same people that be sitting here talking and stuff got the most drama in their lives. You running around here with all this extra stuff. Like, living a Maury episode. Nobody got time for all that.
Okay, let's dial it back.
Sorry.
Let's bring it back to the rest.
I'm just saying. Don't get me started.
You can go to Keisha's blog. Hey, man,
I haven't spoken on that in probably about a year. I need to.
Of rants and more rants. We never did our Keisha Rise Modern podcast where we did.
You know what? We didn't. And it's been a minute since I've done the Modern Chronicles. So I need to really get back on that. But Modern has been some smooth rides lately. I mean, so. But it's been a minute since I've done the Modern Chronicles. I need to do that. I just definitely need to write about this free ride day that they had Monday, where buses and trains was free all day long. It was successful, but at the same time, it was ridiculous because you just seen like 50, 11 people that you've never seen before.
I wish I would have do. I'd have been on.
It was.
I rode all day long. I'd have been done with it. I was off too. I'd have got off at every station just to get off and came back because I didn't care.
Just to give you an idea of how it increased the ridership for that day, I went to work that night, and I go to work. I have to be there at 9:30, so I'm on the bus at like 8-ish. The train probably about 8:30, somewhere between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. So I get to the train, I get on the bus. The bus is crowded. The bus is like ridiculously crowded. I'm trying to figure out where all these people coming from. I've never seen as many people on a bus this late at night ever. And then I get to the train station, and it's like droves of people on the train, north and south. It was ridiculous. I was just like, these people were just riding. It had to be just because it was free. Like, there was no other reason of why it was this many people on this train and bus. I've been doing this for so long, it's ridiculous. So I know for a fact there's never even half the people that was on that train and bus on Monday that was there Monday. I was just kind of like, yeah. Tomorrow, like 3/4 of y'all won't even be on the train and bus. Like, it's just ridiculous. So that's my Modern Chronicles for the week, because I'm telling you, it was crazy. I can't. Like, it was just ridiculous. So, not to mention all the stuff that was going on this weekend anyway, so that just added to it. But had to add that in real quick just to give people a sneak peek of, I need to get that blog started. That need to be my new blog, because the other one I had was kind of negative.
Okay. But we're going to get to the wrestling. Before we, you know what, we'll save some of the business for later on. Raw this week. Wasn't that interesting of a show? And it's funny because I checked the ratings. Do you know in the third hour, Raw lost 500,000 viewers in the third hour?
500,000.
Yeah, I mean that's what they was working with. Here's the thing: 3 hours is a marathon of a show.
Right.
Like I've been breaking it up. Like I've been finding shit to do during the show, and I take naps between like maybe because look between like 9:30 and 10 o'clock or 10:15 ain't nothing really gonna go down, right?
Right.
I usually knock out a good nap, and then I kick back up about 10:30. That's what, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll notice like, damn, he stopped tweeting about 9:30. Ain't nothing popping. Look, this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna try to get something big, like they're gonna pop off the show early. Usually it's the Authority and a promo.
Right.
9 o'clock hour. They try to get that rating swing. They try to get a big pop at on the hour, but they don't really do it at 10 o'clock. Then the main event starts about 10:45, 10:50. Sometimes they don't start till 10:55, and then they gonna do the overrun of 15 minutes. I ain't got time for it, Keisha. Because I know some people are like, well, Raw is not really 3 hours. Yeah, it is 3 hours. It's 3 hours and 15 minutes.
It is.
Because when you watch it live, you got to deal with commercials. It ain't no fast forward in real life. So
It is not.
unless and I mean that's why a lot of people watch it on DVR, and that's why the ratings are bad too, because a lot of people they'd rather watch it on DVR or they'd rather get the Cliff Notes version on Hulu.
Right.
So, I mean, okay, look, open the show. Seth opens up on the mic. No, he done opened up like the last 5 episodes on the mic.
He has.
And I mean, I know I might be sounding bitter. Hey, it's been a rough day. I'm tired. Shit going down at work. And I'm venting. So I'm letting people have it. And hey, man, it really wasn't that good of a show Monday.
No, it really wasn't. It was awful.
Had some highlights, but they did okay. So Seth had two matches that night because he needed to prepare for Night of the Champions. Okay.
No.
His first match was against Feed Me More, Ryback.
Yeah.
He got pinned because he got distracted by Sting. Sting was tormenting him the whole night.
Right.
And I mean, I think they play in their hand. I mean, really, the fact they just push a Sting, but I guess they have to make some kind of logic to why Sting is already in a title shot when the only match he ever had in the company he lost. So it's other than just he's a legend, right?
Right.
Because I don't think legendary status necessarily supposed to guarantee you a title shot.
No, it doesn't. But that's the
pay-per-view.
only thing they have to go off of. That's the only thing they have to go off of. As you can see, the only thing they mention when they talk about this is, in Sting's 30-year career, this is the only title he hasn't won. That is the justification for giving him this title shot against Seth Rollins. But to me, it's like, okay, but shouldn't he build up to this? Shouldn't there be some steps in between or something? Like, I don't see how, he comes in, he has his one match, which he did lose, and then all of a sudden, the next match he has is a title shot. Like, nobody else has done that. Who else does that? Like, this just doesn't happen, So, this is the only card they have to play, and it's the only thing that they have to go off of. And it's I wouldn't say it's getting old. It's not old or nothing like that. It's just kind of ridiculous. I mean, that's y'all only explanation? Like, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just kind of like, huh? So, I mean, you always I guess they always try to create a reason to put a match together. But sometimes there's just not a reason for it. Majority of matches that they have in the pay-per-view throughout the year don't have a justification. It's just like, I interrupted his match, he interrupted my match, and next thing you know, we're fighting at a pay-per-view. Like, there's nothing else to it. It has no substance, there's no build-up, there's nothing. So, I never thought they would do it with the title, but, I mean, there's really nothing that you can say about that. Except you just gotta go with it.
Here's the thing: it's gonna be interesting because don't put it past the WWE to have Sting and let him part-time this belt for like 3 months and then take it off of him. Don't be surprised.
I would just so he can say I held that title and be done with it. I mean,
I don't know if they want to do that or if it's just. They decide that what I mean. They want to swerve. They want everybody. Here's the thing: Seth can lose all the belts that night. He can lose one, or he could keep both.
Right.
If he loses one, he's losing the United States title. But I don't think losing both would be happening. He'll probably lose if he loses anything, and keep the world title, And I mean, it's set up for a rematch with Cena with both belts on the line again. And maybe they'll try to squeeze 3 matches out of the him and Cena thing. Other than that, I don't know. The funny thing is, the way they billing the pay-per-view is like the main event is Cena and Rollins. And Rollins and Sting for the world title ain't even the main event.
Right.
At least that's how it's presented. Maybe I'm mistaken when I saw that, but that's how I interpreted that's what it was.
Well, I hope that's not the case. I do. I really hope that is not the case. I mean, I don't, I'm going to say it. Yeah, I'm going to say it just like I was thinking in my mind say it. I don't want that. I don't want Cena and Rollins to be the main event, period. Like, I truly believe that the world title needs to be the main event. Like, that needs to be your main event match. Rollins and Sting for the world title. Not Cena and Rollins for the United States title. That makes zero sense to me. Like, 0 sense. If you want to go in order, to me, of hierarchy of belts, like, just no. I'm going to really need for you not to have the Cena and Rollins match last. That does not need to be the main event. Like, it doesn't. I can understand the whole double main event aspect, you know, when people are like, oh, it's 2 main events and all that. That's understandable, but at the same time, the world title match needs to go last. It does. It needs to go last because that, to me, is the most important. Of course, there has been matches that have overshadowed world title matches, just like how we've seen the Undertaker Brock Lesnar match go last at SummerSlam, but that's not happening this time. So,
well, that match didn't involve the champion either. I can actually see the logic in that. I wouldn't make it a habit, but the WWE has made it a habit. I mean, like, there was a string of pay-per-views where Cena wasn't the champ and he was getting main events. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I've seen that. I've seen that logic. I'm gonna go ahead and because we done ran 15 minutes. The Sasha Banks Paige match was decent. I don't know if there's an end game to the Divas Revolution. Like, I know they're gonna probably break up PCB. They're showing cracks already.
Right.
Here's the thing. Team Bad has direction. Like, I know what Team Bad is about. It is okay. I'm trying to figure out where is that coming from. I've got noise coming from my computer, or is it
I
my
can
wife?
hear it. I can hear it too.
Yeah. No, and I'm looking at my webpage. So I'm like, I don't have anything open. But I bet you it's more. My daughter uses my wife's computer, and she just closes the computer sometime. But I think it just decides that it's gonna start because it sounded like a cartoon, so it had to be it.
All right.
Might make the final edit, may not, depending on how lazy I am at 12 o'clock when we cut this up. But yeah, here's the thing. Like, I understand the Team Bella. It's all about Nikki, and the others are there to push Nikki. PCB, not so much. Like, it's every woman for herself. They're mismatched. Like, Paige and Becky go together, but Charlotte doesn't fit.
Right. She doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't.
Like,
it doesn't.
the 4 girls, and they're Charlotte doesn't fit.
No. Like, it was I think it was a mismatch with PCB. And from the looks of it, I really think that it's going to be another episode of Paige turns her back on the team. Like, it really just seems to me like, you know, they just don't work. Like, and they're trying to make it work. I mean, they're really struggling, and it's bad because you can kind of see the struggle between them 3. You know, they're really trying to hold it together and be that team that they need to be, but it's a little bit weird because they're trying to be there for each other and trying to be supportive of each other and everything like that, but it really looks like they just want to stab each other in the back.
The whole angle needs the end game anyway. Because, you know, it's kind of like 3-3-3 every match isn't really doing anything for anybody.
Right.
Also, they haven't elevated the other ladies on the roster because they haven't been included in any of the matches. So it's just really these 9 women who basically decided to be the division. And I don't know where it goes or how it helps anybody just yet. We'll see. I think they've been showcased very well, and they've been given more time, and they've proven that they can wrestle on a big stage. Other than that, that's about all I'm getting out of it. But I think that's it. The end game, something has to evolve. The New Day had an incredible segment, man. Like, backstage with Seth Rollins, Edge, Christian, and the Dudleys.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny, man.
That was awesome, though. That was great.
You know, Seth fade to black, fell out, but then, you know, it comes at Edge, you know, and then the Dudleys show up and they make fun of New Day and they got a chance, and I think it was good. It was nice to see Edge and Christian together next to the Dudleys. The Hardys were missing, but we okay with that. Which, in the latter part of the show, I'll tell you some ideas I have about that because I'm trying to fix wrestling, I guess, again.
Hey, it happened. So, I mean, I had the same thought process, too. So, don't. You're not the only one.
I like the Dudleys, though. They beat up the Los Matadors. They had to make them pay because after the match, the Los Matadors decided to beat up the Little Bull.
That's just awful, though. Like, why?
I hope that means El Torito going solo. I hope that ain't what this means.
This is ridiculous, though. Like, El Torito he's not even seen that much. It's like, why would you beat up the Little Bull? For what? Like, sometimes the things they do as far as, like, the whole we're just going to find somebody to turn on thing is really retarded. It's really retarded. And I was just kind of like, yeah, so you're going to use the bull as your punching bag? Like, come on, man. Really? I couldn't. I just couldn't. It made for good TV when the Dudleys put one through a table, but it was just kind of like, why? You know? Before that, it was just like, this makes zero sense. Stop it. I can't deal with it. I'm just like, y'all got to stop this. But I do like the new chant, though. Get the table.
Honestly, though, I think they need to pull back on the tables. I think they've shown the tables. The basic idea, a few people don't went through, but every week we don't need to grab tables.
Right. Of course. You know, I mean, granted, yes, we understand, and this is what the Dudleys are known for, and this is what they do. But at the same time, they don't need to always be putting people through a table. Like, it's just, this is not the Attitude Era. You know, so it's not necessary to continuously have them be put through tables. We get the point. Like, we got it, we're good, thank you. But no, they don't need to always be going through a table. Like, that just doesn't need to happen every week. Like, it's what's the point? That's kind of useless. I just hope that they don't continuously keep finding reasons for people to put people through tables. You know, I understand the hype behind it. You know, I can deal with the chant and talking about it and all that kind of stuff, but it don't need to always happen. You know, it's just unnecessary.
I just think what it is, I want to tease it a little bit, get people like you wet the palate, but then hold it away from them for a while and let it be a payoff somewhere.
Right.
But that's just how things work. And I mean, hell, people don't think in the interest of their own payoff all the time anyway. So that's that. I really don't have any other really major news and notes from Raw.
I mean, the rest of Raw was just kind of like, what? Like, I really didn't understand it, to tell the truth. You know,
Okay.
I didn't. Like, it was just kind of like, why? You know, like the Big Show I understood the Big Show coming out there and Cesaro on the Miz's match because the Miz had made him lose the match. But to knock out Cesaro, why? Like, what was the point in that? That was useless.
Well, he did that probably just because he got to prove he's a giant and he dominated. He could try to knock out anybody. But I haven't seen the labs of them working together, so I'm not going to put anything on anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it, man. I don't know. I ain't got a whole lot for Raw. We'll hit the news. Yeah, we got a little segment about the Attitude Era, and we gonna chop it up, man. I think we're gonna give y'all like 45, 50 minutes this week. Like, we're not gonna go the whole hour and a half that we've done the last couple of weeks,
right.
Because ain't nothing really happened.
No,
but
no.
We'll give some thoughts and news and notes on the pro wrestling world, and we'll be back in a minute.
Look at the smile on Seth Rollins. Look at that championship belt around the waist of the champion. That is a winner right there. That is a champion right there. A class completely by himself. Seth Rollins, WWE World Heavyweight Champion. What did I tell you, baby? We are back live on Monday Night Raw. Cleveland, Ohio tonight. Capacity. Hey, look at there. Johnny Football, the Heisman Trophy winner from the great state of Texas. Played at Texas A&M. Now with the Cleveland Browns. But he's got a Miz t-shirt, so obviously he's having a few problems.
Take a good look, Cleveland. Take a good look. Because this is what a world championship looks like. Hell, Johnny Idiot Face over there is never going to bring you a title. LeBron James ain't bringing the title back to Cleveland. This is the only championship you should be celebrating. So soak it up, because I am leaving this piece of crap town, and I am taking this title with me. You understand that?
All right, we are back from the break. This is the second half of the show. Pretty much we go into our birthday segment.
Birthday!
And we are all the way to September on the calendar. That is very interesting. And I will get you to this week. Very dry on the birthday scene. Yesterday was Raven's birthday.
Awesome.
Yeah, Raven turned 51. Tomorrow, well, it'll be today when you listen to the show, because by the time I have it posted, y'all ain't listening tonight. Y'all wake up again in the morning.
Right.
September 10th, Mac Morgan will be celebrating his 39th birthday. September 11th, which is Friday, 14th anniversary of 9/11. Paul Heyman celebrates a birthday. Paul Heyman is turning 50.
Wait.
50 for Paul.
He's turning 50?
Yeah, he's only 50.
50?
You think he's older, but he's only 50.
Wow. I really did think he was older. I mean, not that much older, but I thought he was older. Like,
perspective, him and Raven are the same age.
That's crazy, though. They don't look the same age. Like, really?
No, not anything I would have picked up, but yeah.
That's, they always say.
I always thought Raven was in his 40s. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think he was that. I mean, just about the time he burst on the scene, but he might have been working territories in the late 80s, and I didn't know about it.
Right.
That's 100% fair. But, yeah, like I said, it was kind of light on the birthday front. Like I told y'all, short show this week. Like, we're not really going too crazy. Next week is a Night of Champions preview.
Correct.
That show will be a little in-depth. It'll be deep. We'll go match by match. We'll break down all the who, the what, the why, how we got there. Also, the history of Night of Champions. It's been
United States Heavyweight Champion Tully Blanchard and his perfect 10, Baby Doll.
You know, David Crockett, the only thing I do in life is get dressed quick. You know, I tell you what, Rocky King may someday be a great professional wrestler. Today, he's not quite there. You just saw the United States Heavyweight Champion take him apart. But I tell you what, getting back to what we're talking about, the match before mine, Magnum TA, what you did is typical and expected of the former United States Heavyweight Champion. Nobody pulled your string. You just stand there and hold the microphone. Magnum TA interfering in somebody else's match is the same thing that you and Dusty Rhodes have been doing for a long time. You like it. You want matches with no rules. Anything that favors you guys. Well, that's fine. Because I tell you what, the Andersons and myself are ready for any kind of action. Any kind. Whether it be bunkhouse, Texas tornado, Texas death, anything you want to do. Because we can get down and be dirty with the dirtiest of them all. But we can also be as clean as they come. You notice it, baby doll. Little cleavage today, baby. Little bit. Too much. Sit in your seat, sir. Don't let your husbands run wild. You keep your eyes off of her, too. Magnum TA, Dusty Rhodes. If you want to be the United States Heavyweight Champion, I'm not hard to find. I'm in the phone book, Jackson Brown. Come and see me.
We'll see you next week on the best in professional wrestling, worldwide wrestling.
For it to have been broken and, just have to go through the surgery, have to heal. And now he has to have surgery again. And yeah. I can understand perfectly why he would want to retire after his contract's up. I mean, I would too.
Yeah. Here's the thing. He's not going to get a part-time run in the WWE. And they know that much, right? So, and I don't think he probably would like the part-time run. I don't think they see a lot of value in it. I do, but it'd be limited. Like, there's a way to do it. Even though when I talk about later on in this story, in this show, you're going to think that I would never do anything like that. Also, hey man, apparently these divas at NXT need to stay off of social media.
Yeah, they do. I mean,
like last week, there was issue with Seth Rollins girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. I don't know if they're still together. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be. No, I wouldn't have dated that. Oh no, you gotta go. That would have been it for me if I was him. Like, no, bye.
Like, I mean, the fact that she tried to repurpose a swastika, I think, is just you too dumb to hang around me.
Exactly. No. I'd be like, yeah, you gotta go. You have got to go. Goodbye. So,
that being said, I think between that and the naked photo scandal, I mean, somebody in management got to be telling him, dog, you're world champ right now.
Right.
With your career and her career, I probably would try to mix that.
Exactly.
Because you don't look like you bringing her up, so you know what the next step is. She gonna bring you down.
Right.
So, I guess that would be the next thing. But the NXT diva, though, this Jasmine, they got her name for that. I'm not even gonna pretend I'm trying to pronounce her name. I'm assuming it's Arabic. They found a 2012 tweet that revealed racist comments made by the 20-year-old diva.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
In addition, a tweet dated from September 25th, 2011 surfaced. See the screenshots below. This is the thing. People are digging at your tweets from like 3 or 4 years ago.
Exactly. You can't put yourself on a public forum like this and think that folks are not going to be digging. They dig into your past like it's nothing. They dig into your tweets, your Facebook, your Instagram. They learn your birthday, where you were born, where you grew up at, were you popular in high school, did you go to the prom, were you prom king or queen? Like, it's ridiculous how folks just snatch your past like that. But you can't put things out there on social media and think that this stuff is not going to resurface. Like, you can't. I mean,
like, Havoc, when she got fired, it's because of recent stuff she did. But this one, look, okay, let me read the tweets for Jasmine. Fucking niggers. That's why I choose white folk. Huh. Word. Okay.
Really?
Why if I lick between your toes and get the salt glue off, baby? Jam. Why are black people so horny?
What?
Yes, these are tweets. These are real tweets. And I think she's talking to somebody and then she's quoting or co-signing some of this stuff. So the other people may be saying it.
No.
And she co-signing. But then there's Instagram. Apparently she was on the Indies with a guy and he had to carry her on the shoulder, right?
Right.
And it says, hey, my slave Preston Miles needs to stop acting like I weigh 200 pounds. Somebody buy me a whip. These are the things that's on her social media accounts.
You can't.
I don't know if that's more jacked up. And this is from like last year because it's 60 weeks old, apparent to whoever posted it. But I don't know if it's just that she crazy or she need her ass whipped. Because it is crazy. They got 32 likes. That's how sick people are out here. Shit got 32 likes.
Well, it's from the sounds of it, it's a little bit of both. She's crazy and she needs her ass whooped. I'm just saying. That's my personal opinion. She is on the verge of just getting her teeth kicked in. Like, are you kidding me? What? Like, who says and does things like that? Are you serious? Right. People are just awful. Like, you cannot be that awful in life and think that it's okay. Like, it's not. Just,
here's a lesson to all kids. Watch what you put on this social medias because it can come back to haunt you any day.
Right.
But exactly. I don't think they was expecting when they got called in the office for 3-year-old tweets and 4-year-old tweets to show up. Or, back a school bus report from
Exactly. Like you don't know when this stuff is going to come bite you in the ass. Like, you don't. So why post it? Pretty much, if you don't want it to be put out there, don't put it out there. Because what you think it might be just between this person and that person, and it was just a talk conversation between our friends. Yeah, but now it's been put out to the world. So what now? It's foolish. It's crazy. Like, you actually sit there and think that this is okay. It's not. It's really not. I really don't know what else to say about it. It's you can't be serious, Like, she she probably just it's to me it sounds like she was just talking and she just kind of was just being herself, not thinking about the fact that one day in life she was going to be part of a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and that everybody was going to learn her name. Right. Everybody knows who you are now. We know you by a name and face, and now people are digging into your everything just because of the simple fact that you've been put on TV or you've been put out there.
The Hogan interview comes from 2008, so I'm just trying to give you some context to it. That honestly, I think people just looking for what's hot, and in this time period, this is the best you're gonna get.
Right.
If you try to participate and deal and not try to do too much of one thing or the other.
Exactly. So it just gets to a point where it's like, okay, you need not be this way out loud. Like you know, I did say that I respect the person that's themselves, regardless of, you know, if it's behind closed doors or not. But at the same time, if you know that this is what you want to do and this is how you want to present yourself to the world and how this is what you want to get into, you really have to think about your decisions in life, because it stuff like this happens every day. Every day. Like, we're talking about tweets from years ago. You know, not even something that was put out there yesterday. Like, this was years ago. And I'm pretty sure she's sitting there looking like, and if she's like me, she's probably thinking like, but that was like a few years ago. Yeah, but it's relevant because you wrote it. That's pretty much the relevancy behind it. You wrote it. It came from you.
Right.
So what else can you really say about it? It came from you. And that's the only argument people have about it.
Right. Natalia wonders why she's not including the Diva Revolution. Just like a lot of fans, so just understand she's not crazy and nothing going on. She actually would like to be involved,
which is awesome. Because
that match with her and Charlotte set the tone for the women's wrestling and how it was gonna go on forward. Like, oh, you got to be able to bring it.
Right. Exactly. I don't think I'm gonna ask this question because I want to know. Do you think she would have been a better fit in PCB other than Charlotte? Like going along with Paige and Becky? I want to say yes, but I don't know how that would have worked out. You know? I don't know how putting her in there instead of Charlotte would have really put together the Divas Revolution storyline too much. You know, and the only reason why I asked that was because when I did read that she was questioning why she wasn't a part of the storyline, I kind of figured that would have been the way that it would have went had she did be a part of the storyline.
Well, I mean, I know Tyson's hurt, and I know they try to keep her a little off to herself anyway, but yeah, I mean, that'd be interesting. And I think she could teach, you know, some of the young ladies in the ring how to do some things. So, you know, all in all, it's a win. So the Owen Hart DVD is coming out.
Yes.
It's produced by WWE. Yes. They got a lot of footage. I guess Austin's widow, you know.
I'm excited.
We'll figure something out. So, yeah. I don't know what to do with that. But here's the thing. Brett said it's bullshit.
Really?
Yeah. Brett was on Sport News this afternoon early, like, yo, that's a crock.
Why? Why would he say that?
Yeah. Who knows, man? I don't know if he just bitter or he just distances himself more from the company. Right. Or, I mean, he might be owning something very legit.
Hey.
Because I know people who get stuck in it, they get trapped in that life, and it's crazy. So right. I'm not saying that either. I think that's definitely something. Other than that, yeah, we know all the other stuff that's going down. Hulk Hogan is coming to the UK for one night only.
For what?
Basically, this Simply Prestige and Rocco Bravino bring you the opportunity to get up and close and personal if you dare. Unless you're a wrestler, Hulk Hogan is intimate surroundings at Arena Steel Hall in his only 6K appearance. So basically, he gonna try to do what a lot of other people do here, is do the whole court thing. Like he gonna open up a shop and try to be on top of it. Okay, but yeah. So let's get to the meat of some of the things that we're supposed to be talking about, Keish. Let's talk. Right now, I think the fans have an over-obsession with the Attitude Era and always have. I think it's been seen and glorified. I mean, bigger and larger than life. And gratefully so, it has been. But I think right now, we've done a service to the point of I don't think the current generation is that came out of that shadow.
No, not at all.
What happens is we keep bringing back old guys, and they beat the young guy. Well, the old guy goes away and doesn't come back. The new guy still got to establish and keep his reputation. And I think it's very good in a one-off. I think it's very good, but you can't try to do that every week.
No.
And I think that's what trap I think people fall into, is like trying to do the same thing over and over again. It's like, look, you can't do that every week. Save some.
Right. Like,
yeah.
It's really challenging for a new guy or the younger guy to establish themselves when you keep bringing back old guys and keep adding them into what's going on right now. Granted, it's nice that they make guest appearances every once in a while and that they are remembered and shown and talked to, and because you're never going to just completely X out, the legends and the past and all that kind of stuff. It's not going to happen. But for you to keep bringing them back and having them wrestle and having them beat them and having them do this and that third, it's really discouraging to root on the younger guys, because you're right. Well, it is a little bit to me because you're right. Some fans, most of the fans of this generation haven't gotten out of the Attitude Era. Like, they still live in it. And
I won't say most, but I think there's a lot. And I think that the WWF doesn't do good with perception. It's just like, I remember when Rock kind of told it to Rusev.
Right.
It was at the peak of Rusev's popularity, when he was crushing people as a monster heel, crushing to the U.S. title. Exactly. No way I have seen it. No way I have the Rock have that moment. So now he smacked him around, and you know what the perception is? Those guys were better. They always win. That's the perception. Also, hey, out of beer right now. That kind of thing. That's Austin, right?
Right.
That's the idea. So, I think what happens is it just, like I said, it creates a vacuum of it ain't better than that. Bray Wyatt lost to Cena, which wasn't prior to it, but then he lost to Undertaker the very next WrestleMania.
Right.
Like, just taking the losses. I think it's just not good idea for business. But, hey, whatever's whatever.
Well, it doesn't make sense. I mean, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me why you would have this happen, because if you want this to be, the younger guys are supposed to be the future of this. To bring in somebody from the past and have them smack them around and beat them in matches and all that kind of stuff. What message are you really sending? It's just the question of what was the point? What was the end game in it? Because, I mean, granted, yeah, it's about the wrestling, but at the same time, there's always a side effect to every match that happens. Like, people that remember the Attitude Era or still watch things from the Attitude Era will know, like, yeah, this person was great, but they didn't win every match that they had, clean, dirty, whatever. Like, it just didn't happen. So, to bring them in and have them look as if they're like larger than life, it just really just didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, it's one thing to, he was a great person and this and third and blah, blah, blah. And no one would disagree. I wouldn't disagree. But you're having them overshadow the wrestlers that's there now. And that's not a good thing, because that's what people will remember, you know?
Right. Well, like I said, I think we've established that those guys are better than these guys, and that's not how you're going to ever grow the show. Because I think I learned a lot new by 75 when they try to do it again.
Right.
So, yeah, it is what it is. Also, another point of contention I'm having. Some of y'all give wrestling fans on the internet a bad name. Y'all mad because players that y'all like maybe got scrubbed from the website or something like that. And y'all think it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think they crazy.
Petitions and
Look, here's the thing, and I wrote an article about it on retiredprowrestling.com. Hey, no piece of jewelry is worth dying for.
No, not at all.
None.
No, not at all. Just no. There is no other argument for that. Just no.
Mm.
I don't get. I really don't understand the wrestling fans that defend the actions of those that have been scrubbed from like the website and all that kind of stuff. It's really ridiculous to me. Like I personally have not seen one wrestler that has been scrubbed from the website and just erased and all that hasn't done anything that made me want to defend it. Like, well, they shouldn't have did this. They shouldn't have never taken them from the site because that wasn't that serious. That's never happened. That's never happened. And that's why it's so questionable to why you have those fans out there that are actually sitting there like, oh, well, they don't need to take them from the website. They don't need to do this. They don't need to do that. Yes, they do need to do that. That does need to happen. And it's necessary. It's always been necessary. Like, what are you talking about? Like, if that was you that had to be put in a situation of how to deal with it, I'm pretty sure you would have dealt with it the same way. Because the things that these people have done are horrible. Horrible. Like, there's nothing that you can say to justify these things. There's nothing you can say to justify any of it.
Here's what I'll say. Reset the tiger. We'll see what happens. Is what it is at that point. And, I think that's just what it is. I think that play and I think what really is kind of weird. People, I've seen things where it's like, hey, when's Chris Benoit getting in the Hall of Fame? Never. Like, he can't. No.
Never.
That's not an option.
Never. They don't even talk about him. Like, how are you going to put someone in the Hall of Fame that doesn't even be discussed? Like, his name is never mentioned. His name is never said. They don't talk about him. In descriptions that I've seen for certain matches, like, if he's in the match, they don't even discuss, they don't even talk about him like he's in the match. Like, he's just like another guy. Like,
yeah, if you read like the encyclopedia on like WrestleManias and the championship, yeah, everything that gets up to WrestleMania 20 is like yada yada yada. There was this dude, yada yada yada, no name, da 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 da.
Right, exactly. Like, they don't even say his name. Like, I read the description of the match of Triple H and him and Shawn Michaels, and it's like Shawn Michaels and Triple H had this rivalry, and they couldn't stand each other. And blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but they forgot about the other deciding factor in the match. And if you've never seen this match before, or if you've never, if you wasn't really watching wrestling at the time, you wouldn't know what the hell they're talking about. Like, they're talking about a person. They're talking about a third person. This is a triple threat. They're talking about a third person. Like, if this is how it's been treated since then, what really in your right mind makes you think that he's getting into anybody's Hall of Fame ever? Like, no, he deserves nothing. Like, are you kidding me? No, that's just not happening. So, and people, if one more person says to me, they need to separate his life from wrestling, I swear to you, I'm gonna choke him out. Like, like, I swear, that argument gets on my effing nerves. It's ridiculous to me. You're trying to tell me that we should overlook what happened because his wrestling career was so awesome. because he was just such an awesome wrestler. Like, we should just, skip over that, like it just never happened. Be like, oh, well, you know, it has nothing to do with his wrestling. So, yeah, we should put him in a Hall of Fame. And no.
Here's the thing. It's not, I mean, a lot of the matches and stuff like that you can still see on the WWE Network. My thing is they can't glorify anybody. They can't have anybody on the YouTube. They can't have anybody on social media. They can't share liking videos. Like, they have to make sure that they keep it away from that, you know, and then see where it goes. I think everybody bagged up and ready to play.
I just get tired of it, personally. It's just, because it comes up. I see it every, few months or so. Like, the argument comes up, and it's just like, oh, my God, are we really going through this again? You know? So, but he's not the only one. You know, he's not the only one that this happens with, because there's China, and now it's Hulk Hogan, and then
Snooker's coming down.
Snooker is next, and it's like you have to understand, like, there is a certain degree to which you just can't separate everything. Like,
well, no, I mean, there's corporate and there's chain of command, and there's like these ideas of that companies are in charge and they need people who represent their companies to the highest T. And if I'm gonna do business with you, I can't have that representation. Like, a lot of it's tucked under. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a matter of time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Keisha, anything else to contribute or throw out? We going over.
I just, you know, I watch this every week. I still watch stuff on the network because I'm a fan of just watching past pay-per-views, Raw, and all that kind of stuff. And I know the difference. You know, it's like, if you don't really keep up with current stuff, of course, you're not going to know what's going on. But I know the difference. And I think that's just what keeps me grounded in this whole wrestling thing. So I
think there's things that's bigger, and human decency should play a part. But with that said, man, I think we're going to shut down shop. Because like I said, next week is a loaded show. We're going to come at them hard and heavy. And, you know, like I said, 50 minutes of funk. You guys can... That'll hold you over.
Right.
And we out, man. Peace.